tell Lisa about that?
Well, everybody knows that there's officers at the firehouse, but many times you might have a good idea, and it might be your responsibility to speak up and, present that opportunity to everybody else, maybe make something work out a little bit better for everybody. So if you need to, you got to step up to the plate and, not be afraid. Take charge.
What would you say to someone who's watching this?
Come out and try it. There's no hurt in trying. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but there's something in the firehouse for everybody. Even if it's just coming out and helping out, support us when we get home, clean trucks if you're not into going into a burning building, or if you just want to help out, with the charity and stuff like that. There's always something to do.
Here we go. Ready and action.
Michael Pearl, Station 53, Station 25.
Great. A little more excited than that. Here we go. Ready and action.
I'm firefighter Michael Pearl. I fight fire with Station 25 and 53.
Great. The thing. So tell Lisa about that.
Well, the first thing that happens when you get a fire call is your pager goes off. And every single time that pager rings, your heart starts pounding. You run to your car, you drive to the station, you dress real quickly, and then you hop on the truck. And then when you're racing to the fire call, all the sirens are going, the lights are going, people are pulling over and waving to you. And then when you get there, your training kicks in. It's all go time, and you just sort of go and do things that you didn't think that you could do before, but you just do it because that's what you're trained to do, and it's a rush.
That's why I want to talk about the training part of it. I think some of you guys go through, and also maybe the continual training that you go through.
Well, every firefighter has to get their Firefighter 1 certificate to be able to go into burning buildings. And then after that, we have continuous drills every month, usually at least twice a month. And we're always together practicing new techniques and new roping techniques and new rescue techniques and stuff.
Tell Lisa about what someone will expect, before they're in a fire. Tell Lisa about what that is. Most members have to go through a probationary period where the brotherhood sort of figures you out, figures your weak spots, figures your strong points out, and then as soon as you're there, you'll get put to work and people will implement you somehow. Okay. So looking right at Lisa,
yeah.
And action.
There's no way that an officer would send somebody into a fire who is not trained to the best of their capabilities. It's not safe for them or the people that they're saving. So.
Great. Next.
I haven't had any training.
Anybody can do this. When I first started, I thought I couldn't do it either because I was so young and I was a girl. But the encouragement from your firehouse family will always keep you going. There's tons of great programs that you can go to. There's constantly classes that are free for you to take. You'll always learn new things, and the education never stops, whether it's on the streets or in the school.
Great.
Do you need to say that again without...
Okay. Ask her the question again.
All right, so I don't think I could do this. I haven't been trained.
That was my first worry at first also, but you have to go in there with the mindset that you can do this, and when you think that you can't, your firehouse family will always encourage you. There's great programs and education classes that you can take that are always free, and the education never stops, whether it's on the street or in the classroom.
Tell us about all the great people that are in the fire station.
The people on the station become your family. You know that you can always call them, whatever you need, whether it be for fire related or just a personal need. They're always there for you no matter what.
Now, you do something else, you're a nurse. So tell us how your experience as a volunteer is really helping you kind of move ahead with that.
As a volunteer, you have to do it because you want to help people and because you want to see people happy. So going into nursing, that's one of the biggest things. You want to help people and you want to see them happy. So it's always helped me get through the program because that's something I love to do.
Now, I don't know if I should join or not. I'm not so sure. What should I do? What would you think?
I think you should definitely give it a try. Anybody who's tried it has never regretted it. You learn a lot of life experiences and you always feel great at the end of the day.
Tell us about a couple of the other people have talked about that.
There are doubts when you first start it, and you do have to push yourself, but once you've pushed yourself and you've accomplished it, the reward and the feeling that you get is undescribable.
Thank you.
Talk to Lisa. Ready, and go for it.
Tell me about that most interesting or rewarding
Well, the call I want to tell you about happened right out on the lake here. It was the middle of the winter, and we got a call for a rescue, an ice rescue. When I made my way out to what we thought was a person on the ice, it was actually a Rottweiler that wasn't happy to see me. And we managed to get the Rottweiler into our rescue craft and brought the Rottweiler back and made very good friends with him. So that was very satisfying, being able to rescue a Rottweiler.
The next generation of volunteers, why do you think there's a need for those volunteers? What would you say to someone watching this that's on the fence about volunteering?
Well, there's an absolute need for volunteering. If you've seen most municipalities, either state, federal, are all running out of money. And the volunteer system in firehouses has bailed out many communities of that expense. For instance, what would cost around $100,000 for a municipality to pay for fire service in the volunteer world could cost as much as $800,000 to $1 million to pay out of a municipal budget.
Speak to me as a prospective volunteer, though. Kind of give me the pitch about what.
You should volunteer because it gives you great community involvement. It gives you great pride. It's something that many people inspire when they grow up to do, and the opportunity is there. The county will pay for all of your training. The county will give you all your equipment. All we're asking you for is your time.
Okay, no, tell me, but I don't want to.
There's plenty of things to do in a firehouse that don't involve fighting fires. Anything from, you could join and become an emergency medical technician, where all you do is medical calls. If you don't want to be involved on the front line, there's many jobs and opportunities behind the lines, such as treasurers that do accounting, secretaries that keep notes at minutes, administrative officers, trustees that take care of the facilities and the equipment.
So I've heard this reward in the end. Ready and action.
What you have to understand is that firefighting for us in the volunteer world is a passion. None of us do it for a paycheck because there isn't one. It's the passion to succeed and to do well for others and help in your community. That's how you get paid.
Great, excellent. So, tell us a bit about how many years you've been doing this and what keeps you doing it?
Ready and action.
I have 35 years in the fire service. What keeps me going in the fire service, it's constantly a new challenge, new people, and bringing the younger people in and teaching them new things, new experiences. It's always a challenge, find a way to, once you get new people in, find ways to keep them and keeping training and other activities interesting and keep them in the fire service.
Can you speak to that fire station family that has evolved at your station?
In the station, we try to keep a family atmosphere as much as possible. We do barbecues after trainings, after drills. Family can come in, do things like that after training. So try to keep all the activities. So we include the family, not just all the firefighters, but to keep that atmosphere going. Picnics, things like that throughout the year for the family.
Okay, I'm on the fence about.
Why you should join? Good reason. If you're looking to help the community, you're looking to get a good experience, get some really good training. Training is free that we provide in the fire service, so if you're looking to do a career down the line as a young person, you can get a lot of that training ahead and make your decision, and it would be a good career for you in the future.
Okay. Can you share one of your most rewarding or exciting or memorable fire calls?
Fire calls.
Or any calls?
Then
About extrication or anything?
well, I guess in recent, haven't had a whole lot, but one of the memorables with the dive team, we went in and made a rescue rather quickly and was able to save the person. That was one of the rewarded person. And extrication, we've had some people that are severely entrapped, and we're able to get there and get them out relatively quickly, and get them help. I guess one of the years ago with the dive team, we were able to get there quickly and pull a person out and make a save years ago. Probably one of the more memorable things.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Okay, so how many years have you been doing this?
You're talking to Lisa the whole time.
Talk to me, and why have you been doing it so long?
You tell me when to start.
Now.
Okay, belonged 56 years. Joined when I was 16 years old. My father and uncle both were firemen. My brother, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, the whole family. One time we had 11 of us in the fire service. So we got into the fire service, just kept going, and got all my kids behind me. So I really enjoy it. Without the volunteerism, we would never be able to do it. And the paid fire companies use us for support. So.
What do you enjoy most about volunteering?
Basically, we ran bingo for years, so all my wife and kids involved with a family affair. That's the main thing is I had someplace to go. I wasn't going to go to a bar. Went to the firehouse and enjoy myself. There was no drinking. It was nice, a family affair.
Tell us about the fact that, tell Lisa that, with passion, ready, and action.
Anybody can join the fire service. It can be small, it can be a carpenter, it can be a plumber, it can be somebody else in the fire service. If you're an accountant, we love people who have a job. Somebody has some kind of training, we can use them. It saves us a lot of money and time. Really appreciate it. So come on out and help us, we'll show you what to do. Medical and everything.
Tell us about the training you're going to expect. Are you going to go in there or tell us about that?
Okay, now to join the fire service, you join the fire service, and before you can ride the truck, you have to be a firefighter 1. And we send you for 200 hours of training. And we pay for that, so you don't have to worry about it. And it's week by week, so it's stretched out. It's really nice, comfortable, and when you get out, you're certified to be a firefighter, ride the truck.
What would you say to me? I'm not sure. What would you say?
Come on down. You might meet a good man or a good woman. Come on down and have a good time. As far as I'm concerned, you come down, get friendship first, and go from there. We have people that have to do other things besides being a firefighter.
Yeah, what do you like best about being a firefighter?
Being a firefighter for me is very exciting. The most rewarding thing for me is just helping people. I love helping the community and being there for our community.
Okay. Tell me about when you joined.
Well, with being in the service for 20 years now, I actually joined with my deputy chief, and we've been through the rankings since I started for 20 years now. So the brotherhood definitely travels with you through the years.
Talk about this, but I don't want to fight fires. Tell me about the opportunities for me.
There's many opportunities besides firefighting. There's fire police. You can direct traffic, and there's a lot of behind the scenes as far as being on the executive board. There's secretaries, there's vice presidents, there's presidents, and there's trustees. There's so much more than firefighting.
Tell me about
Firefighters are definitely heroes. If you think about it, they're putting their life on the line every day to help people. There's a lot of risk involved. So, to do that every day is definitely an accomplishment.
Let me change lenses.
Who started in this?
Actually, my dad was a firefighter. I remember as being a little kid, I'd always run down. Every time I heard the siren, I'd run down and follow the fire trucks to wherever they were going. My father was a life member here at Tellytown. And I knew down the road I wanted to continue in his footsteps.
One more time.
Wait, looking at me, what got you started in this?
My father got me started. He's a life member. He was a life member at Tellytown, and I remember as a kid going down and following him when the siren went off. It was just so exciting for me to be able to follow him, and I knew going down the road that that's something that I wanted to do, is follow him in his footsteps.
What's the best? Oh, well, there's no wrong answer. Imagine we're at a bar, okay? We're at a bar, and I go, so, what's the best thing about being a firefighter? You're going to tell me, well, I've been a firefighter for a year, and what I like best about it is, and only you know that answer, there's no wrong answer.
No.
So what do you like best about being a firefighter? Jake?
Hold on.
Hold on,
door.
we gotta wait for the guys. Yes?
Right.
No? Okay. What do you like best about being a firefighter?
I've been a firefighter for less than a year now. The best thing about being a firefighter is going out, helping the community, and fighting fires and being the best you can be.
What got you interested?
And you're happier about it.
Yeah.
Why did you get interested in the first place? Talk to Lisa
Yeah,
about
tell
it.
me about it.
There's nobody that really got me into being a firefighter. I just like going out and doing new things and accomplishing new goals, and just going out and doing what I like to do, and no one can tell me different.
So how'd you find out about it?
I actually did community service at the firehouse, and that's what got me started in becoming a firefighter.
So I'm thinking about volunteering, but I don't know. I'm worried I won't be trained enough. I don't know that I'm a match. What would you say to me?
If you have no idea, if you're not sure about becoming a firefighter, no matter what anybody tells you, you should just go out and try it, even if you don't like it or not.
Okay. Great.
Am I done?
Okay, what's the experience like volunteering together as a couple?
It's awesome actually to volunteer as a couple with my wife Liz. You know, although there's times when you wonder, like, is she okay? I hope she wonders if I'm okay. You know, so there's all different things as far as that's concerned.
When you go out, it's it's a family thing no matter what. But when you get out there and you actually live with the person, and you're going into a building together, or worse yet, you're not going in together and their life is now in somebody else's hands, you kind of hope and pray that that other person is going to take care of them the way that you would. You know, you want everybody to come home, you want everybody to get out safely. But when it's your spouse in there, it's a lot scarier.
Yeah, be careful. If you get anything, you know, watch your back.
So it kind of comes down to band members.
I did a lot of engine work, whereas she did a lot of rescue and ladder work. So I'm new with the rescue, so she's excellent with the rescue and the ladder work. So she kind of works on me with that, and then I can kind of help with the engine company work that we used to do.
Yeah, we have training every week, and then, for example, we just went to Emmitsburg for the National Fallen Firefighters. We went to the National Fire Academy, and we did training over the weekend there. 2 separate classes, but we were still able to go together and come out and actually kind of bounce off of each other with the information we had learned, and then take it back to the station to feed it out to other people.
Can you speak to being or exciting or rewarding fire calls you had together? Can you tell us about that?
Interesting, probably the first one. I stole her gear. It was a rescue call. I didn't know it was her gear. I didn't really know her that well. That was our first kind of meeting. That was an interesting call.
Car pinned under a flatbed tractor trailer. And so this extricating the woman, getting her out of the car and getting her to the hospital. It was kind of that first set of teamwork. I went, wait a minute, who are you?
And
talk about like how you because there was one that enhances your relationship. How about that, volunteering together?
Volunteering together, actually, it's extremely beneficial, because even when you're having the personal issues and the home stuff, it's something that you still have together, that unity, that even when things aren't going so good personally, it brings you back together, because now you have, you know, you get out there, you do the training together, and you know, I'm not talking to you today, but oh wait a minute, no I have to. So you kind of actually end up depending on each other a lot more so than you normally would if you go out to work this place and he goes out to work that place. And then at the end of the day, you get together and have that little bit of conversation, but you're still not really together. You're not involved in it together, so you really don't understand the other person's job and what they do. And I mean, with us and the children, and actually my daughter's gotten involved and his son's involved, and so it's become a total family aspect.
Right. And then different experiences, like I said, I can bounce things off of her and she can bounce things off of me. And like I said, when it comes to our apparatus, she's excellent, probably the top in the company when it comes to our apparatus. I have to learn from her, even though I have more years in the fire service. Sure. So, you know, you still have to open yourself up.
To me, the most rewarding part about being a volunteer is knowing that you make a difference. You know, if you're out and you're getting paid to do a job, you're there because it's a job and you get your paycheck at the end of the week. But when you're out there volunteering, you're doing it because you want to make a difference in somebody's life. I said, that smile on the face, or you go out to a car accident and, you know, just the little kid having someone to hold on to when their mom's sick and at the hospital. It makes a huge difference, and it's something that impacts you forever.
Can you speak to the firefighter?
When I started out in the fire company, I went to fire school and I was grandmom to some, I was wife to others, but I was never a firefighter. After I was there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks of training, all of a sudden they realized that I can do some of the stuff that they can do. I just do it a little differently. By the end of fire school, I was one of the top in the class. I have gone from being a firefighter to a firefighter EMT to a firefighter vehicle rescue technician EMT. I'm certified across the board in many different disciplines. I went to training this weekend. I sat in a group with a bunch of chief officers. After the first couple hours of sitting in class together, they went, "Hey, but you really do know something." And it takes a lot as a female to present yourself in a way that the general population understands that you really do know something as a firefighter. You're not just a girl there because you're a girl that's sitting in the classroom.
So what would you say to volunteering on where people won't see me as their equal because I'm a female? What would you say to them?
When I started out, I was one of 4 female firefighters in our company. I am now one of 40% of a female firefighter company. My chief puts our females up against males every day of the week, and in any competition, we're equal. You can do anything that the men can do. As I said, we just do it a little differently because of body types. So there's nothing that can hold you back.
Great. Awesome. Here we go.
I am not only a firefighter EMT, I'm also one of the drivers for the apparatus. So when the tones drop or the bells go off, as people know it, there's the race to the truck. It's, which driver's going to get in the driver's seat, who's going to be the officer on the truck, who's getting in the back seat, and there's the big fight over who's going where, because every seat has a specific job, and everybody has specific jobs they want to do. Well, all of a sudden, you're jumping in the seat, you're going to the job, you get there, and there's flames blowing out the windows. Well, now everybody there knows exactly what they're supposed to do. They get out, they start grabbing equipment, and it's like a giant hype. It's a giant hype. But again, the objective is to make sure that everybody's out, and then you get to beat the fire.
Why don't you tell me what inspires you to be a volunteer fireman?
I'd have to go back when I was younger. I lived near a firehouse, and when the tones would drop, the siren would go off, and I'd see them coming down the street, and then I'd see the truck come around. At that time, you could ride the tailboard. They'd be hanging off the tailboard, and sometimes it would be a local fire down the street, and then they have a TV show that came on back then. So it was kind of like that was the start, and they would come to my school when I was little, and
so what keeps it now? Like think about now, what keeps it going back every day?
I remember that excitement. I want to put that excitement into younger ones today, And again, like I said, my perspective is different than when I was younger. I'm older now, so I'm looking at it from a safety aspect. I don't want any kids getting hurt. I don't want them setting fires. I want them to learn all they can about safety. So that's my angle more so now that I'm older than when I was younger and I first got into it.
So what's in it for the young volunteers? Speak to why a younger person should consider volunteering.
Well, one, it gives them that sense of helping the community. So it's not a selfish thing. It's a giving thing. Volunteering is giving. Two, you get to know your community more than, like I said, just staying in this little club that you may have as a young person. Broadens your horizons. Many places will take you in if you go to college too. They actually have dorms set up where you could stay at the firehouse. So there's different things that they can do and learn and with the fire service.
Why don't you pitch me in the first person of assume I'm like if only. And now give me your pitch, looking at me about your big pitch about why I should volunteer.
Okay. I would just tell you, you really should give it a shot. It's going to open up your horizons. You might be a little shy right now. You're going to meet a great group of people. Come to the firehouse, hang out with us. Get to know us. We're going to teach you. Maybe you never thought about saving somebody's life. Maybe you never learned about being an EMT. Come on in. We're going to teach you how to be an EMT. We're going to teach you how to be a firefighter. If you have a fear of fire, we're going to help you get over that. We're going to help you maybe get over your fear of heights. Whatever it is you think that might be holding you back, just come on, give it a shot. That's all.
So tell us about all the great pay and benefits you get out of it.
Pay and benefits? We volunteer. But the benefits are, again, a good group of people that you get to meet. You do get to go out and get education in different places, that you may not get anyplace else, So that's all I can say is, that's our pay and our benefit, our coming together with our community, the people in the community loving us, coming by and dropping off cookies or whatever. That's the pay. It's not financial, it's not, things like that. Our pay is our relationship with the community.
Great. All right, a couple more. Would you say, still talking to Lisa, would you say that only athletic people can be involved in the fire company?
No. You should have some type of measure of health, but no, you don't have to be athletic. Obviously, I'm not, the most athletic person, and I wasn't when I first joined. So, no. As long as you can do the job. You don't have to look like Vin Diesel or anybody like that.
Well, and then talking about it, like basically you don't even have to fight fires really to be part of the fire service. So talk about that a little bit.
Now, especially at our company, Bristol Fire Company, we have EMTs. We have people that are there just to do social work. They help us with our fundraising. And we have our firefighters. So there's different aspects of the fire service. It's grown. It's not just putting fire out anymore. And we do many other things. So, like I say, give it a shot. Yeah, we have, like I said, a group of friends that you have at the fire company. And it's a family, so just like any real family you may have, that's blood. You're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days. At the end of the day, or when those tones drop, you forget all that, okay? And we would never, just like a real family when it comes down to it, you're never going to do anything so that they purposely get hurt. Just like the fire service, you know. We may have our bad days, but when those tones drop, she's my sister, she's my sister, she's my sister, he's my brother, and I want to go home, and I will not want to be in the truck without them coming home.
Okay, it's there. One more gratifying call you've ever been on.
I guess I've had a few. I know there was one call where there was actually a little kid in the house, and that young kid now is actually in the fire service. That's probably the most gratifying when you get someone like that, you know, who kind of can remember that. The mom remembers that, and they would bring the child to the station when you had the open houses, and now they're in the fire service. That's the most gratifying thing.
Thanks a lot. Ready? All right, talking to me, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's the best thing about being a firefighter?
The best thing about being a firefighter, well, there's a lot of different things. I'm new to the fire service. I just started about a year ago. I just finished Fire 1, so I'm just starting my training. Best thing for me right now is vehicle rescue. It's really interesting to know the different parts about the car and how to get the car apart to get somebody out safe. It's really interesting.
Tell us a little, since you just how it makes you feel confident that you can do the work.
Oh, thorough is an understatement. The training is tough. It's tough. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of man hours. You have to be mentally and physically strong to do it. The training for Fire 1 is about 3 months long. It's 3 days a week for like 4 hours a day. There's a lot of different things we learn about the hoses. We learn about all the different appliances that we use to go into a fire. Anything that's on that truck, I've touched, I've used. There's a lot of different things.
You're talking to Jake.
Oh.
Other people who are considering volunteering.
I would say do it. There's a lot of gratification in it. You get to help out your community. You get to help out, you get to go to that scene and save that person since you know all the knowledge about it. If you're thinking about it, there's not just fire and vehicle rescue or EMS. There's a whole bunch of different things that are involved in the fire station. If you're thinking about doing it, do it.
What are some of the other things that are involved in the fire station?
We have fundraising. We have the ladies auxiliary. There's when we go on fire calls, they can come and help us out. They bring us water, make sure we're okay. The EMS, they check our vitals, make sure after we come in and out of the fire or any kind of call that we're physically and mentally okay.
So how does it feel to make a difference, or to know you're making a difference?
How does it feel? It's incredibly gratifying for me. I went to school to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be an EMT. I've always wanted to help out my community since I was a child. It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world.
Can you tell us about your most gratifying call?
My most gratifying call, well, I just finished my training, so I really haven't been on any calls yet, so.
So why don't you? I was going to ask the question. So why don't you then tell us about your fellow firefighters, what life is like in the fire, that sort of thing.
Life is like